All right, so hi everyone, and I'd like to welcome you all again to Israel and to welcome you to our first meeting. That's nice. See? Yay. All right, so I hope everyone can see it now. So today, as I told you yesterday, we will have our first orientation program meeting, which we will go over the important details and what we're going to do this week. I will explain a little, and of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's start with Piba. So you all know Piba by the name Piba, but what is Piba? It's the Population and Immigration Authority here in Israel. And Piba are the one who signed the agreement and made it all happen beside the government. And they're responsible for your rights and obligations and your permits and visas extensions and vacations and re-entry visa and your arrival, your employment period, your vacations, your return home. Because even after you go back home, there are some procedures that needs to be done, and Piba are here for you, and we will guide you with whatever needed. Now, another major partner here in Israel is us, SIMI. I work in SIMI organization, the Center for International Migration and Integration, and in short, SIMI. We're an NGO. We work here on behalf of the Israeli side and Piba. And as I told you, we assisted with the interview process in the Philippines. And we are here for any informational support through the Viber group and the call center for foreign workers, which I gave you the card yesterday. And I asked you to register. I told you that we are here to take care of your rights and make sure that you know your rights while you're here in Israel, rights and obligations. And we will teach you much more information than that. But first of all, we are here for your rights. And beside that, and beside a system with the interview and everything that we do with the Philippines, we do other things as well at SIMI organization. If it's other bilateral agreements with other countries or other things with asylum seekers, etc. So what are we going to talk about today? Today we will talk about our first orienteers, when and whom to return to. We will talk about home quarantine, what to expect, and a little bit of guidance from the Ministry of Health. What you should do in case you have any symptoms of COVID, how we communicate in Israel. We will talk about that, and the importance of learning Hebrew. We will talk about the working week and Shabbat. Then we will have a short, really short Hebrew lesson, and we will do it together. It's gonna be fun. And we'll talk about the orientation program and the topics and tentative schedule of what we're going to do this week. And of course, I will give time for questions and answers. I will try to do my best to answer any questions that comes up. So our first orienteers. Yesterday, I asked everyone to make sure to have the name of the contact person and the phone number, in addition to the name of the agency in English. I hope everyone have the contact person. Now, in case you have any difficulties, problems, right now in your quarantine, let's say if you don't have enough food or water, if you have problem with electricity, the hot water is running out and there is some problem, anything during your quarantine, and especially for the ones you're going to stay in quarantine for the weekend, it is very important to make sure to contact your placement agency, your contact person, if it's your social worker, in advance. Okay, this is for now, but the agency, your contact person, is responsible for so many things, and they will be there for you along the way. They're supposed to. If you have any problems with the employer or something that you're not sure about, you need to be able to communicate with your contact person. Now, it is very important for me to make sure that you will understand and remember that you came here to do not an easy job. It's quite a task, and it is very important. You came here to do some wonderful, wonderful things and to help people in need. But you have to be responsible for that as well. And sometimes you may find yourself in difficult situations, which you will have to communicate and talk about it with the employer or with the family. If you find that you can solve problems, you should definitely contact the agency or the social worker and make sure that they're involved, because we all trying to make it work. And as I said, it's not easy. For some, it will be easier than others, but it's everyone's responsibility to make sure that it's going to work and last. And as I said, if you have any problems, you should contact your agency. You should contact the contact person. And I recommend to contact them, to make sure that you are able to reach them, that you know how to dial the number and not just text message. It's very important to know that you have the right number, that you know how to use it. So please don't wait till you have any problems and you need to find someone ASAP. Try to do it in advance, even after our conversation, if you haven't tried to do it yet, just to see that you can reach them over the phone. And sometimes you may send me later on, you'll send me a message that you tried to reach your placement agency, but you couldn't because for some reason they didn't respond to your text message. Please make sure that you will call them, not necessarily using text message. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying that try harder, okay? Try to call them, be assertive, okay? If you need to find someone, find that person, okay? And your placement agency and the social worker, they are there for you if you need. Now, if for some reason you find that you're not finding any answers from your contact person, if you're having some difficulties with the employer and with the placement agency, or just with the placement agency or social worker, or if you're just having some questions about your rights, may I ask to make sure that your mic is on mute, please? Thank you. So, sorry about that. If you're having some questions about your rights, about your contract, about anything that you're not sure how to get the answer, And if you, like I said, have any problems with your contact person or your social worker, and you find that you need to find a solution to a problem and you need any help, please contact the call center. Okay, here you have the link for the registration for the call center, and you have the contact number for the call center. And of course, we're available on the Viber group, but at some point, you will have to contact the call center just to make the first connection, okay, and register with your Israeli SIM card. And after you register, if at some point you change your Israeli number, please register in again, and it will delete the old information. Now, it is very important to register to this line that we built especially for you with Piba, since you're going to get any answer and support that you may need through this platform. And we spoke about it yesterday, but I know you were exhausted, and I don't know how much of the information that I gave you actually took with you. So I'm glad to repeat everything, and hopefully you will use this platform that we built especially for you, and it will be available for you during your time here in Israel. Now, beside that, we stay in touch with you as well. I mean the call center, and the call center will send valuable information that Piba will publish, if they will publish any important information that is relevant to you. The call center will inform you in the number that you registered with. Right. Now let's talk a little bit about home quarantine and guidance. So right now we all aware about what's going on in the world, and there are changes. You could see it in every country, and there are new information, new guidance, something is updating. So right now, starting this week, and with you can see that you all gonna stay 3 days in quarantine. The minimum will be 3 days in quarantine. For some, it will take longer. It depends on what kind of vaccination that you get and how many doses. So it's individual, and if you're not sure how long you're going to stay in quarantine, please contact the placement agency. Okay, your contact person will know for sure how long the employer asked for you to be in quarantine. Now, the 3 days is the minimum, and for some, we're not obligated to stay more than 3 days since they have 3 doses of Pfizer or Moderna. The employer may ask that you will stay in quarantine for additional days. It really depends on the employer in those cases, because some want to stay on the safe side and make sure that you're healthy and that everything is okay. So the best will be to ask your placement agency for how long you're going to stay in home quarantine. Now, beside that, let's talk about the fact that you did travel in 3 different international airports in the last few days. So it's not the cleanest places to be during this time. We want to make sure that you're healthy, that you're safe. And for that, we're asking to be and to stay and do not leave the place of your home quarantine. If it's a room or apartment or a hotel, Wherever you're in right now, please do not leave, not even to go outside to throw the garbage at night. Please do not leave. Okay, it is so important. And since you're here through the bilateral agreement and the authorities are responsible for everything, so they will or they may check up on you. And you don't want to be found outside. Everyone in Israel who may be found outside while they're supposed to be in home quarantine will get a 5,000 shekels fine, which is approximately 1,500 US dollars. Quite a lot. But beside that, you just arrived here and you're foreign workers. The thing is that if you will be found outside, you may be deported. You'll be called for an hearing and then you may be deported. So we don't want that. You don't want it. We don't want that either. We all want you here and safe and healthy. And so it's our interest, all of us, to make sure you'll stay healthy. Please keep high hygiene. If you have laundry, throw everything that you had on in the last, I don't know, last few days, sorry, and make sure to just stay on the safe side. Now, the Ministry of Health frequently update their website. So here you have two links, which I will send later after today's meeting. I will send you the links. I recommend to frequently check those websites. They will update everything, okay? And it's good to stay updated, even after this time of quarantine. Now, what will happen if you may have possible symptoms? What you should do. So before I'll start talk about what you should do, I'd just like to remind us all that sometimes we're simply not feeling well. We're sick, we have allergies, we're exhausted, and the body reacts the way body reacts after you're so exhausted from traveling. So just be aware that it's not necessarily COVID, but in any case, you should pay attention and listen to your body. So if you have body temperature of 38 degrees Celsius or higher, and even if it's a little lower than that, you know your body and you know what is your normal temperature is. So just pay attention. Now, if you have a cough or trouble breathing, any other respiratory symptoms, and of course, as we all know, loss of taste or smell, please, first person you should contact during your quarantine should be your contact person from your placement agency or your social worker. And they must know, then they must inform, unless you're going to inform the Ministry of Health, and here you have the number, okay? And they will help you coordinate a PCR test. Then you need to check what the results are. And after that, you will continue. If you need a quarantine or treatment, and then another PCR test, whatever needed, they will guide you and help you coordinate. Hopefully, everyone are healthy, and I wish we would not have to talk about it and leave this slide aside, but unfortunately we do have to talk about it. So I just want you to remember, if there are any symptoms, if you suspect, okay, even if it's just that you're not sure, I'll share with you that almost a year ago, I got COVID And I felt okay beside a feeling of allergy, and I just decided to take the test. I was sure that it's nothing because every year I have allergies the same season. So it felt familiar. And then I found out that I had COVID. So just pay attention. And if you suspect, don't think about it, just take the test. Good luck. Now, how we communicate here in Israel. So, in Israel, you find that a lot of people speak English on different levels. Israeli enjoy speaking in English, and if you refer to them in English, if they know, if they feel comfortable talking in English, they will answer in English. But you came here and you came here to work and you're gonna stay here for a while. So we recommend to start learning Hebrew. Now we will try our best to help you with that, but it has to be from your side, and it's your motivation to learn Hebrew and persist. You will catch words while you're going to stay here, since you're going to work with most of you Hebrew speaker. But in any case, please try to try your best to get to know the Hebrew language and the sound, the way it sounds. It may sound a bit different for most of you. And I think it's really important to learn the language. It will help you with your employer and with the area where you're going to stay, at the doctor's office, errands, supermarket. It will just help you get along in the area. And beside that, I think it can really help your self-esteem to build another language in an area where everyone or most people will speak Hebrew. It will help you understand, even understand the context. Even if you don't want, if you're not familiar with the words, if you'll catch a word here and there, you'll be able to build the context. It will help you understand what's going on. Now, there are many links, useful links and information online, which is free information, free apps with great information about learning Hebrew. And I can recommend on Duolingo, which is a nice app. For some, they found it very useful. It's a free app of learning different languages. You can try to use that at first. Of course, you can find many other links on YouTube and wherever, any website that you prefer. I don't, at least at the beginning, I don't recommend to pay for an app unless you plan to read the review, as many reviews as possible, just to make sure that you're getting what you're paying for, or you're going to get. Let's talk about our working week in Israel. So you may have already found out that in Israel, the working week starts on Sunday, and we work between Sunday to Thursday. Some work also on Friday, but Friday is a short day. And Shabbat, it's a holy day and it's a day off. It's a special day in Israel. It's the weekend. So for some, it's more special than the others, but for most of us here in Israel, it's day off, which in every country you will find that their day off could be with different traditional and customs, and they act different on the weekend. So here in Israel, our Shabbat Our holiday starts with Friday at sunset and ends on Saturday in sunset. You will find that many of the places here in Israel are closed. No public transportation, no restaurants, no shops. Everything is shutting down. Of course, in some cities, you will find that it's open, not everything, but it will be open. Don't count on it unless you get to know the area and you know what is open on the weekend. If you want to have a specific food and you want to make sure that you want to have it for the weekend, or if you need to get anything, whatever it may be, make sure to buy it before entering into the weekend. I recommend to do it till Friday morning or Friday afternoon, and just to make sure that you have whatever you need. Now, most cities don't have public transportation on the weekend. You will find taxis in most places, but it's way more expensive, obviously. Public transportation you will find in some cities. In Haifa, you can find public transportation. It's not that often as you can find during the week, but there is public transportation. Now, over the weekend on Shabbat, the holiday, it depends on which family you're going to stay. And every family breaks different to Saturday, to Shabbat. It depends if they're religious or not. And even religion, it's on the spectrum. Every family is different than the other. So in some families, you'll find that they're not turning the light or cooking or washing dishes or turning the TV or AC. Everything is shutting down. And for some, it's like any other day. So you will find out when you get to the specific family you're going to stay with. No matter what, no matter which family is going to be, just ask them how they used to spend their Shabbat, and you will figure it out. If they're religious, ask them to explain what is okay, what is not okay from the side of the family, and they will ask you if it's important to them not to do something over the weekend. Like in some families, they will ask you not to cook during the weekend because they can't, they're religious, the house is religious, in the area, in the neighborhood. You cannot do that. So you will have to prepare everything in advance. And so just be aware. Now, what will include the orientation program? So you may have heard from friends who arrived here before you, and I did mention it a little bit yesterday, that during this week, beside today's meeting, we will have another 4 more online meetings, which where you're going to meet Sarah. She is an amazing social worker. She's retired already, and she is spectacular. And we will talk about so many important information. But beside that, as I said, I will send you recorded videos and online meetings. I will send all the links. But in the recorded videos, which now we will go over the topics. Beside that, I will send many useful information and other links that you don't have here on the list. Please try to keep up. It is very important. Normally, from each group, people coming to me a day, 2 days after we finish the program and ask for questions that the answers are right here and that I already sent you the answer. So please try to keep up and watch the important links with the most valuable information that we are giving you here. So on the recorded sessions, you will find information about the Israeli culture and historical background, and we'll talk about the rights and obligations of the caregiver and worker and her employer. We will talk about caretaker relationship. We'll talk more about the call center for foreign workers and migration crisis, how to maintain the long distance relationship. We'll talk about the family. And with every recorded sessions that I'm going to send, I will send a short Hebrew lesson with words related to the topic. And as I said, I will send useful and important information further to the recorded sessions, as I mentioned. Now is your time to ask questions. So feel free to do that. You're very good listeners, must say. Any concerns? Ooh, hey, someone raised it. Yes, hi.
May I speak?
Of course.
My question is, the result of our swab test.
The swab test?
I mean, yes, ma'am, our swab test in the airport. If we did not receive the result, does that mean that our agency has a result? Because my agency does not text me back yet about the result.
Okay, so sometimes it takes time, as I wrote this morning on our chat group. By the way, I apologize for the one that texted me. I was not available this morning. It was hard for me to text back, but I did answer in the group that if you have not got the results of the swab test, first I recommend to check on the spam box, and if you don't have it there, please contact the placement agency, the contact person. They will help you get it from the Ministry of Health. It's not necessarily the Ministry of Health, is the companies doing the test at the airport. If they did not answer back, that's okay. It may take them a little longer. If you're starting to get nervous, you can just give them a call. Okay, be assertive. You want an answer. Okay. I hope it helps. Another follow. With pleasure. Yes. So, Amante, can see you raised your hand. Am I saying it correct?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi. Ooh. Big group. Yes.
Tomorrow we will have our booster shot. It means we are negative, right?
Okay, the placement agent, the contact person told you that tomorrow you're gonna get the booster?
Yes, Sunday.
Okay, when did they say it?
Kanina lang, sabihin mo. Lately this morning, ma'am.
This morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Afternoon?
Because my friend called Okra, the one who will take care of us in the agency. Because we have concern, we have no water here to drink, ma'am. That's why we boiled water from the faucet, and then that's the one we will drink. And then I tell to my friend, we have no water. Is it okay that my friend will give us water here, ma'am?
Have you tried to call your contact person?
We call ma'am, but my friend talked to them because my friend is already expert in Hebrew speaking. That's why they told us that tomorrow 8:30 in the morning we will go to outside and then we'll take our booster shot.
That means we are negative, right?
And then by
And probably, I assume if they receive the results, they will definitely inform you if not, or if it's positive. Hopefully not.
And then they told us that by Sunday we will start already our deployment with our employer now.
Okay. They will transfer you to the employer, or
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
don't have an employer.
We have.
Okay.
We have, ma'am.
Okay.
They told us
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But I'm worried about the water situation.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Until now we have no water.
No water. There.
Okay.
We
Okay. So
only
soon-
get water from the faucet.
But
What?
it's okay. We're okay by the boiled water.
Boil water in the sink.
It's okay.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I've been planning to say it soon because everyone can drink the tap water in Israel.
Oh.
That's okay. That's safe. Okay.
Okay.
It may taste different from one place to the other, but it's perfectly safe. Everyone can drink tap water in Israel. It's your decision if you want to drink mineral water or tap water.
Oh, okay.
Now we understand.
Oh, well, now we understand. It's
But
okay.
it's perfectly safe. And in any case, if you want bottles of water, please give them a call. Give the contact person. You all have the same contact person?
Yes, we
Yes,
have.
ma'am.
How convenient. That's good. So one of you, please give them a call and tell them that you're running out of bottles of water. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Good. Bevakasha. Yes. So next, whoever raised their hand, go ahead. Just one for now. One at a
Hi,
time.
ma'am.
Hi. Hi, Delia.
Hello, ma'am. I'm just going to ask, what if after 3 days of quarantine, we don't have the result yet of our swab test? Are we allowed to go out?
Absolutely not.
We can't
You're
go
not-
out without the result of the swab.
You're not going out unless the placement, the contact person will tell you that you're allowed to go out.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hold on, Delia, any more questions?
No more, ma'am. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello,
ma'am. Hi, Marquise.
Who's first?
Okay, Rose. Hi, Rose. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I didn't get a chance to get my agency's name and my contact person yesterday. That's my problem.
Okay, you're staying with another person?
No, I'm alone here in the isolation, ma'am.
Okay, so please send me a private message after our
Okay.
meeting, okay? With your details.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
Hi, Mama. Ma'am
Hi.
Anna, good afternoon.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
yes, ma'am. In behalf of us here, ma'am, we're six. We would like to ask if everything is okay and we're already start working, and then if ever we're gonna have our day off, do we have anything ID from the local ID for Israel, or our passport is enough to show the authority?
Passport. You need to have your passport
Is enough.
and green pass. Okay, you need to have your green pass available. The green is it's the Ministry of Health pass that you have the vaccination, that you are vaccinated. Okay. Remember, okay, after you get, some of you, the booster or the vaccination, okay, you need to have a paper which says a green pass that allows you to enter to places. Okay, if you don't have it yet, or if you're supposed to have it and for some reason you don't have it, please talk to the contact person, from your placement
Yeah.
agency, and make sure to arrange that. Everyone in Israel who been vaccinated supposed to have the green pass.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would just like to follow up the question. Is this green pass that you're talking about is not the one that we use, we enter here, that we did
That's the
filled
one.
out in the that's the
That's
same?
the one.
We're just gonna print
Yeah.
it out? Okay, we
You
have that.
don't even have to print it out. I have it on my phone.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
just like
Ah.
I have galleries on my phone, and
Yes, ma'am.
I have a gallery in my phone which, sorry about that, which says like the green pass, and this is the only photo, the relevant photo, so it will be easier for me because
Yes, ma'am.
when you enter to places, you'll be asked to show that.
Yung
So I'm taking it out from my phone,
Yeah.
and they check, and it's good.
tanong natin yun din. Ma'am, one more question, Ma'am Anya. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. As we already aware, ma'am, that previously batch, we knew some of them is already here. It's been here for 2 months, 3 months, and then they're gonna give us something. Is that okay to just leave there in our door? Is that possible?
Yes, that's possible, but please,
We're not gonna.
exactly.
Okay.
Don't.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
No, but ask them to just stay safe. Okay, and don't open the door when they're there. Okay, wait for them to leave. Okay. Any other? Okay, let's see. Gregory.
Question.
Yes.
Hebrew apps. Ma'am, how can we get Hebrew apps or Hebrew translation, English to Hebrew, so we can enhance our Hebrew language?
Okay, so I recommend to just look online, because I don't really know any specific app that can translate. If you're speaking and you want to hear something at the same time, simultaneous, maybe you can use Google Translate, which is not always the best. Regarding the apps, if you want to learn Hebrew, also I recommend to just Google, find something online. I know that there are many YouTube channels of Filipino caregivers who are staying in Israel and teaching online. Like they have many virtual classes, and it seems that they explain very well, and it's informative, and the Hebrew lessons are also for a daily basis words that will help you to communicate, but they teach other things that will be useful specifically for the occupation, for what you're going to do. So if you want to learn Hebrew, I recommend to go and find some things online. Just Google it. About the translation, unfortunately, I don't have any good tips on that. I couldn't find something. I've been looking for it.
Ma'am, one more thing. Do we need to open another account here in Israel so we can send money to our beloved?
Bank account?
Yes, ma'am. An
You will
account.
definitely going to open a bank account. And from what I've seen in the last groups, they opened at the post office, and it's make it easier to send money to the families. So when you leave your quarantine, you can ask the employer's family, or the contact person from the placement agency to help you coordinate a meeting if you need, or take you there to the post office, or wherever you're planning to open your bank account. You can ask their advice and go with you. and explain you the process. Most come with their caregivers, so they help with the process. As far as I know, to open account, you need to have 50 shekels in order to open the account. Okay, because this is the first amount you need to put on your account.
Ma'am,
Yep.
we only have dollar.
Um,
Is there a money changer there?
So that's okay. I was planning to get there. Before I'm getting to the exchange, I like to make a suggestion. I think that I'm not the only one who thought about it. And it's good that it just came up. Your weekly allowance. I like you to keep in your mind that the employer does not have to, they're not obligated to give you weekly allowance. It should be something that agreed on between you two, okay? Because a lot of people ask about the weekly allowance. I like to remind you that the weekly allowance are dictated from your salary, okay? So some, as far as I noticed, ask from the employer, it's like to give them that 50 shekels and dictated from their salary. And so that's an option. Now, about the exchange. As I mentioned yesterday, I don't recommend to exchange money in banks because the commission is high. You can exchange money at the post office, or there are private places on the street where you can exchange your money. And not only US dollars, also Filipino peso. Am I saying it right? Okay, good. Thank you. So you can exchange, just make sure you can be patient. Go from one place to the other if you want to check how much they charge for the commission. Sometimes it's higher than the other. You will figure it out. But you can definitely do it at the post office.
Ma'am, is it possible to open an account first before the placement agency deploy us from our employer? So everything is settled before we go to work in our employer.
Okay, so talk to the contact person from the agency. Ask them what are your options. You can ask to do that. I know that some agencies have a person who's coming to their quarantine facility and open the account for them. I'm not sure about the others. So I think it's individual, and you should talk to the contact person and see if they can be arranged, if it's possible.
Okay, ma'am.
But,
Thank you.
but it's a good thing to ask. Yeah, for some it will be easier.
Thank
Not a
you, ma'am.
problem.
Anna.
Not a problem. April? Can see you're read. Oh, but you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yes, because we have someone on the fixing our CR, so I'm wearing mask. Ma'am, Anat, my question is with regards to the green pass, because what happened is that in the Philippines, I fill in an incorrect number, my number in the Philippines, so I was not able to receive a text message about the green pass. However, I received an email coming from them about the green pass. So would that suffice, or do I need to register again? Will that be okay?
I recommend to register again, just, I don't know, with your Israeli number.
Right.
But beside that, whatever they send you, if the name is correct, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, and also just to verify, in order for you to get that green pass, so we have we have completed our vaccination. So for you to get that green pass, you should have a booster shot. Is that correct?
You can, when did you have your second shot?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No, no, no. When did you receive the second?
That is October 26.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. So talk about it with your contact person, okay? And they will probably will help you coordinate when you're going to receive the booster. But which company was it?
Ravgil.
No, not the vaccination.
AstraZeneca, sorry.
Okay. So talk about it with your contact person. I'm not sure how it's going to work regarding to Ministry of Health. If you need a booster or a different shot, they will help you try to figure it out through the Ministry of Health.
Okay, that will
Okay.
be good. Thank you.
Not a problem. Ooh, hold on. Let's see. April, you're the so before I saw someone, Delia, before we'll go back to you, I saw two names and they lowered their hands, so I don't see it now. Anyone change their mind? No? Okay. So, Delia, go ahead. Permission granted.
Ma'am, I'll just ask who will register for us for the booster.
So it depends when it's going to be. It could be the employer, the family of the employer, or the contact person or social worker who will help you coordinate. Okay?
Yes.
Because right now you have the rights as for any Israeli, and included the health insurance and everything. You're in the system right now, Israel. So as you know, you don't need to pay for that. It's free for you. And then beside that, you just need someone to help you coordinate, which it won't be a problem.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am.
Not a problem. Gregory, yes, please. You're on mute.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Good PM. Jessica here with Gregory Dwight. My question is, I am not vaccinated.
At all.
Yes, at all. So
Awesome. You're going to stay in quarantine for a week.
yeah.
So that's nice because you're going to have more time to adjust the time zone. And I'm sure they know and they will help you coordinate the first vaccination.
Yes, ma'am. So who are the person we're going to ask? Where are we
Contact
going
person.
to vaccinate it? Contact person from agency?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Perfect. Not a problem.
Sagib.
Anyone else? Well, you know, you have the option to ask questions if you have later on. Feel free to do so. And so for now, because there aren't any more questions, let's move to the short Hebrew lesson. Yay. Just a second. All right. So a few words in Hebrew. We're a big group, but I still invite you to repeat after me, and with your mic on or off, whatever you prefer, just do it out loud,
Oh,
okay?
my
Just to practice your Hebrew. Now, I'll give you the cue when to say the word. Before that, I will say it, and I'll ask you to repeat after me when time is right, okay? So let's begin. Shabbat. As we say, it's Saturday. No, not yet. So it's Saturday, and it's the special day, and some people will say Sabbath. So everyone, now it's your turn.
Shabbat.
Go ahead. Say it.
Shabbat.
Oh, yeah,
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shabbat. Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Simple, simple word, Shabbat. Now, related to
Shabbat.
Shabbat, very good. Something about Shabbat. I'm gonna send you so many links for Shabbat. Wow, try to keep up. You're gonna get a lot of information. Our next meeting gonna be on Sunday. So, sorry for that. So I will send you more information today, but tomorrow you're gonna get many links. Try to keep up. On Saturday, I promise I'm not gonna send anything. I'm not available on Sunday. But tomorrow you're gonna get enough links for a decade. Try to keep up.
Shabbat.
Now, shalom. Shalom is a greeting. It means hello and peace. So go ahead. Now it's your turn.
Shalom.
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 No accent. It's good. Perfect. Now, what happens when you combine those words? So you get a greeting for Shabbat, which means have a good and nice Shabbat. So
Shabbat. Shalom.
you already know the words on the paper. Now say it together.
Shabbat. Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat. Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Wonderful.
Shabbat shalom.
Love it. I love the way you now. It's pretty loud. What's going on there? Ochel. Ochel means food.
Okay.
We all want to know how to say food. So please say ochel.
Okay.
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 Okay. Good. Oh man, let's go.
Okay.
Now let's go to the next word. So remember what we said about water? Water. Mime. Now,
Water ay
hold on. Before we repeat the word, please, I like to talk about the fact that we're sitting in the Middle East, which is pretty much in a desert area. It's very warm, it's humid, and you may not notice that your body temperature is a bit higher, and it gets really warm here, and you're going to do a lot of physical work. So please promise me that you're going to drink a lot of water, okay? And make sure that your employer is drinking a lot of water, because you may already know that elderly are not feeling the same need of drinking water when they're thirsty, they're not feeling it the same as younger people. So you need to make sure that they're hydrated, that they drink enough water, and that you drink enough water. And as I said before, it's perfectly fine to drink the tap water here in Israel. Okay? Now it's your turn. Say water.
Mine.
Mine. Mine. Mime. Yay.
Mine. Mine.
Mime.
Echo.
Yeah, great. All right. The last two are full sentences. So, in case you're not feeling very good, if you're not well, for female would say ani, I. Lo means no. Margisha, feeling good. Tov. Ani lo margisha for female. Good.
Ani lo margisha. Top.
Tov. Now for male,
Sulat
they
nga ako,
will
ma'am.
say ani, I, not, lo, margish, tov. Male, repeat after me. Ani lo margish tov.
Ani lo
Very good.
margisha top.
Anilo,
Lo.
All right, good enough. That won't work.
Anilo, Margis.
I
Lalaki,
low is no target feeling of
Anilo margisha.
Anilo Margisha Tom. Ani Margisha Tom.
Anilo margisha top.
Okay, good, good. Now, what would you say in case you're feeling good? So you just drop the no. I want you to notice that you just drop one word, which is lo. Lo means
Ani margisha top.
I'm feeling weird. So ikaw.
Wow, ano yun?
please put yourself on mute for a second. Oh my God. All right, thank you. Now, thank you, everyone. We just finished our last meeting, first meeting, online meeting. And I don't know how was it for you, because I was doing all the talking, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing you all again. Now, if you like, we can repeat all the words again, or I can leave you with it to go over and practice your Hebrew. Practice with each other, okay? But do it. It's gonna serve you. Now, we're actually finished today's meeting, and as I said, tomorrow we won't see each other, and the day after tomorrow again we won't see each other, but tomorrow I will send many links. The next meeting will be on Sunday at 4 in the afternoon. I will send you the link for the next Zoom meeting. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. If you have any problems in your quarantine facility or any other questions related to your home where you're going to stay, contact the contact person from your placement agency. Okay, they're the one who's supposed to answer. Oh, I see that people raise their hands. Okay, so let's stop sharing and go ahead.
Ma'am, question po. you said we will going to have a meeting on Sunday at exactly 4 p.m., right, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, what if our placement agency pick us
Taking-
up at Sunday?
That's okay. So I want you all to know that, as I said, I will record all sessions. So if there are some of you that won't be able to join because they have to be with their employers and they find that they can't find the time to join for some reason, that is okay. I understand. You came here to work. You may have to work. That's perfectly fine. Okay. You're more than welcome to just write it down for me. So I will know that like you did not disappear. Everything is okay. You're just busy or doing something. That's okay. I know that a lot of you will be able to join, but sometimes it's not possible. And as I said, we understand. Okay, I will send a recorded meeting later after we will finish. It will be later the same day or the day after, but you will receive the recorded session, the link. And I want to ask you to watch it, okay? Just
Ma'am,
so you will know what we're talking about.
yes, ma'am. Another question, ma'am. I am with Dwight. Is it allowed that our cell phone will be confiscated by our employer? Because I heard one of our coworkers, caregivers in our batch, that she cannot attend this meeting because his cell phone was confiscated by her employer.
The employer took her phone.
Yes, ma'am. As what I understand.
How come? And how did she contact you and said that?
They sent us the message before. Yeah.
Um,
Sino siya?
Yun
Maybe
si
too much using of cell phone.
Dumaging. Yun si
Why?
Dumaging, ma'am.
Hindi.
Hindi,
Hindi.
kuya.
Hindi siya pwedeng gumamit pag
Hindi
naka-duty
allowed.
siya.
alam ko hindi yan.
She's not allowed to use the cell phone while she's on duty.
Okay.
Pero di mo kinonfiscate.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so it happened because she's on duty. Can you please, do you know if she already using an Israeli SIM card?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please, is that you or another person we're talking about?
Actually,
Okay.
I talked to her, ma'am, and she told me that she is not allowed to use the cell phone while she's on duty.
Oh, wait,
Her
she
employer
just
talked to
joined.
her already.
We're talking about a person who arrived yesterday?
Yes, ma'am. She's already on duty now.
Can you please ask her to text me, to send me a private message? And if she cannot talk at you, would you like to, can you do that for her and send me a private message with the details?
Okay, ma'am.
With her details?
Actually, I'm talking with her about 1 hour ago, and she asked me to tell her what this meeting about because she cannot join.
Listen, she's not supposed to be on duty. She's supposed to be in quarantine.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so if possible, ask her to contact me, and if she cannot contact, please write me her details, and so I will pass it forward because right now she's supposed to be in quarantine, not on duty.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh,
I understand that the employer may ask to not be on your phone or on your phone while you're in duty, but for now, as long as you have to be in quarantine, I don't see how anyone can ask you that.
She just started her duty today, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, good. She's not supposed to be in duty yet. She's supposed to be in quarantine.
Okay,
But
okay. We will let
thank
her
you
know.
for letting me know. I appreciate it, and I want to thank you for looking after one another. You are a community here in Israel, and I encourage you to support one another. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to. You need to feel comfortable with one another, because you are and
Uy, wag kang magkwentuhan.
what? What did you say?
I-mute po ng ano nyo kasi hindi maintindihan si Ma'am Anat. Hindi maintindihan namin.
Oh, was that for me? Because I did not understand.
Yeah.
No, Ma'am, I just tell them to mute their microphones because we didn't understand what you're saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for your help. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for assisting me, and thank you for the help. And I encourage you to stay in touch with one another, because you and the groups who already have arrived here, you're a wonderful community, and you have one another, and you are sharing a journey, exciting journey, and it is very exciting. It's an exciting period in your life, and it's wonderful that you're here. And I truly believe that if possible, try to help one another, be there for each other. For some, it will be very difficult to adjust. You may experience culture shock, and it's hard to stay so far from your families. So try to be there for one another, okay? Because you all know what you're going through and what the other is going through. You know how it feels. No one can enter to your shoes, get into your shoes and feel the way you feel. I can try my best to be there for you, but it's not the same. So it may be the same, and I may be able to answer questions and support you and be there. But what you're going through, it's an amazing thing, and you have one another, and you came here as a group.
Thank you, ma'am.
Questions? You're welcome. Any other questions? Thoughts? Concerns? I like you to know that sometimes it takes me some time to answer questions. I'm not always available on my phone, and because there are other groups, and beside that, there are other things, and I'm not always available and responsive right at the second when you need me. So I want to apologize for that. But I will respond for those who sent me messages this morning and I didn't get the answer. I did answer for those specific questions in the group, because you asked the questions that everyone wanted to know the answer for, which was about the SWOT test. And what else? Try to rest. Okay, I know you're excited, but you also have different time zone and it's not easy to adjust. Try to rest. I'm not surprised that some of you send me messages at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4, because everyone have their jet lags, so I'm not surprised. But don't think you're the only one. Everyone is like that. And that's all. That is all for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
I like to offer you something, and you're welcome. I can stop the recording now, and I can, you know what? Let me just do that. We'll talk off the record.